2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Despite the clear weight disadvantage, Canelo Alvarez fully understands that facing Terence Crawford will be the toughest challenge of his career. Crawford is set to move up 2 weight classes to compete in the 168-pound division later this year. In response, Canelo has started training early to ensure he's both physically and mentally prepared to take on the first undisputed world champion across multiple weight classes in the 4-belt era. Canelo Alvarez has developed new training techniques to adapt to Terence Crawford's in-ring mobility, boxing skills, and counterpunching prowess. Determined to avoid what would be the 3rd loss of his career, Canelo has been training intensively in preparation for the bout.
Boom, 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 boom.
More devastatingly, a defeat would cost Canelo Alvarez all his belts and potentially mark the end of his era of dominance, symbolizing a passing of the torch. When asked in the past why he continues to box despite his numerous fights and achievements, Canelo has consistently expressed his passion for the sport. "I love boxing," he has said, emphasizing that his enduring love for the game is what drives him forward.
But you're very successful. You don't have to work hard. You could retire today if you wanted to.
I love boxing. I love boxing, and I love the...
While Canelo Alvarez's love for boxing is genuine, many of his fans would prefer he retire as a champion rather than suffer a humiliating loss to a fighter from a lower division. Known as Canelo, he made history as the first and only boxer to become an undisputed champion at super middleweight. Since 2020, he held the WBA Super, WBC, and Ring Magazine titles, later adding the IBF and WBO titles in 2021. However, he lost 1 title to the governing authorities after opting to forego a mandatory fight.
Desde muy temprano hay que salirnos de nuestra zona de comodidad.
During fight camp, Canelo Alvarez trains 6 days a week, taking only Sundays off. His daily routine includes 2 training sessions, starting with a morning run around 6 o'clock a.m. after breakfast. He takes a short power nap to recharge for his afternoon session. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Canelo focuses on boxing-specific training. These sessions include a variety of exercises designed to enhance his strategy and skills, such as jump rope, shadow boxing, heavy bag workouts, and other strategic drills tailored to his game plan.
Al 100%.
On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, Canelo Alvarez focuses on sparring sessions. Alongside his coach and trainer, he dedicates these days to pure fight training, visualizing himself in the ring and preparing for the big day. When asked about sparring, Canelo shared, "It's the hardest thing I do, and it's what fascinates me the most." Canelo prefers a well-rounded training routine, combining body weight and weight training exercises to build the strength and conditioning required for a champion. To prepare for such an important bout, he has enlisted skilled sparring partners similar to his work with Teofimo Lopez, the super lightweight world champion. Canelo Alvarez and the Honduran boxer, who boasts an impressive record of 20 wins with only 1 loss in his division, recently appeared in a viral video on social media. The clip showcases their training at a camp near Lake Tahoe, on the border of Nevada and California. In the video, Canelo is seen against the ropes, delivering precise punches and refining his movements as he prepares for his upcoming fight against Berlanga. The Mexican fighter demonstrates his mastery of defensive techniques, focusing on waist movement and dodging his opponent's attacks, all without wearing headgear, marking punches with precision. Trainer Eddie Reynoso is seen overseeing the training session between Canelo Alvarez and Teofimo Lopez, who appears to have become Canelo's key ally in preparing for his fight against Berlanga. The video also captures Canelo sharing tactical advice with Lopez, demonstrating techniques to escape tricky situations when cornered against the ropes. Canelo's guidance highlights his expertise, particularly in managing high-pressure moments near the ropes. Their collaboration has sparked significant buzz online, with fans excited about the insight and intensity on display. As Mexican Independence Day approaches, Canelo continues to fine-tune his skills ahead of his super middleweight title defense. Also aiding in preparation is Canelo Alvarez's legendary trainer, Eddie Reynoso. Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez has previously expressed a strong desire to fight Terence Crawford. However, Crawford has set his sights on a different challenge. Canelo Alvarez, the undefeated 41-0 champion, who recently dominated the welterweight division, is aiming for a historic leap to super middleweight to face Canelo, while Lopez remains eager to square off against Crawford at 147 pounds. Crawford appears more focused on the potentially groundbreaking bout against Alvarez.
Eres más joven que él, Saúl, Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo,
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right hand.
The partnership between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso is one of the most successful and enduring in boxing. It began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo walked into Don Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Eddie Reynoso was just 27 years old. Don Reynoso quickly recognized Canelo's potential, impressed by his power and skill even at such a young age.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Chile huevos, cabrón. Siéntese, mijo.
Canelo Alvarez's bond with the Reynoso family, especially with Eddie, evolved from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into something resembling a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso was pivotal in refining Canelo's boxing skills and played a crucial role in shaping his career. Under Eddie's guidance, Canelo rose to become one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, capturing multiple world titles across various weight classes.
Ya está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds, hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó?
Terence Crawford is fully aware of the physical disadvantage he would face against Canelo Alvarez, acknowledging that size will be a significant factor in the fight. However, he remains confident in his ability to overcome this challenge and impose his boxing style. Some analysts have raised doubts about Crawford's effectiveness at super middleweight, partly due to his most recent performance, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the dominant display many had anticipated.
For a boxing fan, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to be fit. Real stuff. Real stuff. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
Despite the concerns, the potential bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans. The blend of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters sets the stage for what could be an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo has established a tradition of fighting twice a year, in May and September, with the latter coinciding with Mexico's Independence Day weekend. Since 2022, he has consistently scheduled his fights during these months, and it is expected he will do so again. This makes it all the more intriguing to speculate on his next opponent. Given the lack of interest in facing David Benavidez, the mandatory WBC 168-pound challenger, Terence Crawford appears to be a strong contender for Canelo's first fight of the year.
Now, are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to go. Got to work things out and see where they go.
Although the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford seems more like a media spectacle than a competitive matchup, given that Crawford fights at 154 pounds, 2 weight classes below Canelo's. Both Crawford and his promoter, Sheikh Turki Al-Sheikh, are working to persuade Alvarez to accept the bout, with Crawford reportedly asking for $150 million. However, given the lack of competitiveness in a fight with Crawford and Canelo's evasiveness regarding a matchup with David Benavidez, The 175-pound division may offer Canelo more intriguing options for the start of 2025.
Don't think that they can get a shot at Bud after, with the belt not even being on the line. Is that a fight that...
Another name that has been mentioned as a potential opponent for Canelo Alvarez is Christian Emil, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated record of 28-0. In his last fight, Emil defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko in August, making him a contender for the WBC title. A possibility that was ruled out in September, however, was William Skull, the IBF challenger. The IBF stripped Canelo of his undisputed status and world title after he refused to fight the Cuban, marking a significant development in the division.
Catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather. Canelo fought a smaller...
However, Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is one of the biggest boxing fights.
Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is one of the biggest boxing matchups that could be made right now. And with Saudi Arabia's increasing involvement in the sport, it seems more possible than ever. Trainer Robert Garcia discussed how Canelo would have the advantage over Crawford, while also addressing Crawford's situation. Garcia clarified that if Crawford doesn't secure a fight with Canelo soon, the Omaha boxer will likely choose to retire.
It's because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life.